Rotary meeting, and we'll have the pledge and four-way with Zara.
Just want to explain why I'm wearing the hat. I'm going to be here next week, so I have 4 more. Okay. Thank you. So, yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I just want you to go. I was like, I'm encouraging Christina to go as a guest. No, shouldn't she could go here? Yes, we can bring guests. So I'm thinking she loves to dress up. Why not take her? Rotary Club.
The forward text of the things you think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Well, that is a great hat. Somebody needs to take a photo of that so we can put her in the competition for next week. Inspiration, John Jones.
Right now, I am not John Jones. I'm Uncle John. I'm Uncle John, and I'm here to give you an inspiration about building relationships. First of all, to the ladies, gals, we're not just formed differently, we're also wired differently. And something you know is that you ladies can look at each other and you know what the other one's thinking. We guys don't get it. We just don't get it. We have to kindly, notice I said kindly, tell a man what you want, tell him what you don't want, tell him what you like, tell him what you don't like, and do it before you get mad. That's the big. Tell us what you're talking about. And not for the guys. Guys, I want you to add some of these words into your vocabulary. Yes, dear. You're right, dear. I'm sorry, dear. And here are some things that you should be saying pretty regularly. You got it. Say that again.
I love you, Dave.
You cannot say that enough, guys. You can't say that enough. I love you. Also, how can I help you? And thank you, dear. Okay, Uncle John's done.
Well, thank you for that interesting inspiration. We would like to welcome visiting Rotarians. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? All right, how about some Rotarians with guests?
This is my friend Sandy, but see, she's visiting from Portland. So we used to work together a long time ago. We found her, and now she's retired as a mom. So thanks for visiting, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy, welcome. Okay, anyone else? So we were trying to decide how to move forward. Do we have announcements? People with announcements want to line up here and we'll get through those. Thank you.
Short and sweet, I do have a sign up list if somebody has not signed up for November 2nd. That's the day that we are going out to do the cleanup along the parkway. And I will be picking up the vests and the signs along the road to let people know what we're out there for, so you are safe. We'll be meeting at 8:30 at Elmer's, and then afterwards go out and do our pickup and cleanup. So I'll send that around. I'd love to have as many people as possible, except for I'm going to tell somebody else can't go. Yes, Brenda, sorry. We love you. The last time she had, yeah, it was difficult. So anyway, please sign up. And I also have these green bags, and I'm just letting you know that if anybody wants to bring food in or whatever, I took the connection and they call me once a month to have it picked up at And let me know where it needs to be picked up. I mean, I think a lot of us give in many ways to the food bank, but there's never, you know, never too much. So that's my announcement. Okay, it's a quick announcement, and it's related to our district conference next May the 16th. Tim Quinlan, who's the president of the Wednesday Club, had contacted me to say that their committee on marketing is in need of more people. So I know we're just an enthusiastic group of people who can step up for anything. So if you would be interested in helping the committee that will market the district conference, please let me know. Thanks.
Okay, so we sent out an email to everyone a couple days back about some projects coming up. So November 14th, Thursday, high school ethics workshop. They are in need of some people. Apparently they've got quite a few slots in fill up. So if anyone's interested in high school ethics workshop, it's pretty easy and fun. Greg Millard is going to be there, and he's done those things both at college and high school level, so he can answer questions or help you if you're wondering what it's about. December 12th. Thursday, high school mock interviews. We do imaginary job interviews, and then we also look at resumes of high school students. A lot of fun work doing that, the morning session and afternoon session, or both sessions. And then a big one, December 12th, Thursday, is a backpack stuffing. That's at the high school. That's in the evening, and Jody will be sending out where Jody's at. I think I saw her here. Maybe not. No, not Jody's not here. She'll be in that with the signups on that, and she coordinates to see who's doing what and everything. So be ready for that backpack stuff in December 12th. And then December 13th is a long weekend of stuff with foreign exchange students. We need various volunteers, those that can host a couple of students that are coming from out of town, with a place to stay. Gets you a little driving around, but it's fairly easy and it's fun to have kids in your house. And then on Saturday, you need a large number of people to be part of the interview process or to be there helping with various tasks. And that would probably be at North Valley,
Yeah,
North Valley High School, okay, it'd be North Valley High School again. Various tasks, so you can be a part of the interviews, or you can just be there helping put food out, various things like that. Signups for that will be coming, but mark your calendar, that's Saturday. And then the weekend activities, if you can host kids, that's great as well. And then we also sent out in that same email something about a couple different days to partner with our foster kids wrapping gifts. I don't know a lot about that. I'm just passing that on. And those of you interested in that, I will just forward the email with the links for signups on that. Thanks.
One of these, okay. So, I don't know how many your PolioPlus sheets were put on your tables. And I want to encourage everybody, if you can, to become a PolioPlus member. We started this the year that I took a team to the Philippines. And they said, which was 2012, and they said, in the Philippines, well, we don't need this anymore. And I said, well, wait a minute, yeah, we do. We still have polio. And now I believe it's in Ukraine and Afghanistan. Okay.
It's endemic in Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Right. And so anyway, I would like to encourage you. Oh, one of our former district governors is the one who came up with this idea of PolioPlus in our district, and it's really well worth $100 every year, or save up $10 a month or whatever, but it's a great thing to do. So I'm just encouraging you to do this.
All right, so this is timely. Our Interact group just met and formalized the date for one of their fundraisers. It's going to be, they're gonna come around to businesses prior with the flyer to preempt you guys. Their fundraiser this year is gonna be November 15th, which is a Friday. They are going to be bringing around a duck or a chicken or a goat and hang out in your business until you pay it forward. So decide what kind of critter you want and who you want to pay it forward to the next business or individual. The money is going to be going to their first, which is their international project, and the local one we decided on.
The Christmas gifts for.
Christmas gifts that, for homeless teens through Joe's Place.
Thanks, Dan. I think that proves we do need the 4-H program. Otherwise, we'll be having goats and et cetera. Okay, green bag. blue bag, green bag, blue bag, empties that are returnable. I mentioned the wrong date, so while you have all of Doug's lists, ready to write down and put in your phone, here are two more dates. One is, November 15th. That's the first day of the 20% holiday match for bringing your blue bags in. So if you have blue bags that are nearly full, hang on to them for another couple of weeks. And I think earlier I said it was November 2nd, but it's November 15th that the match starts, and it stops December 2nd. So that's one set of dates. We raise about $2,000 a year for this, and we use the money through the foundation for the youth programs. Tommy already stole some of my Sergeant Arms thunder, and I'm going to have a little bit that you have. Jenny. Sorry. I have one other date, February 9th, 2025, that's next year, February 9th. Does any football fans know what date that is? That's the Super Bowl Sunday, which will be our Super Bowl watch party from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Grants Pass Museum of Art. I just checked with Hannah Gibson, I've never heard of her. And she's eager to host us again. So it'll be a BYO. And if you need more blue bags, there's plenty in the back. Thank you.
So Friday, November 1st, upcoming, is we have joined the Pacific Aviation Northwest, my second job. We have joined the Chamber of Commerce. You remember Terry came a while back and presented for us, so we've signed up for the Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be having a ribbon cutting ceremony at 3:30 p.m. And in that same evening, it's the 20-year anniversary of Pacific Aviation Northwest at the Grants Pass Airport. So we're going to be having an open house that night, starting at 5:30 p.m., where all of everything is opened up. So you can wander around and see the big, beautiful planes inside of the mechanic shop and just kind of tour the Grants Pass Airport. I'll be there along with a lot of our other folks. Yes, Luce.
Will there be skydiving?
No skydiving, but there will be lots of cool planes and things making happen.
Our,
November 1st.
our
Friday,
global,
November 1st.
a global grant in Cozumel, Mexico, a water project at two schools, UST 6, which is considered a middle school, SETMAR, which is a vocational high school. The contractor, Gaia Lab, began the project in Mexico this week. They started measuring both schools for the installation. So further news after we come back from Mexico, where we will see it.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff going on. I recommend any of you who made an announcement with the date involved, get it to Steve Rowe and we'll get it in the Navigator, and then people can follow up and go back and check, you know, what's happening. We're a pretty active club. Okay, I want a quick other reminder about next week. We have two activities for the actual club meeting on Halloween. We're having a contest, hat only, or you know, no costume if you want, but Zara's has a good example of what we'll be doing. I know. And so we'll have prizes, first, second, and third. And then also that evening, there's a social at the Sweeney's home. You need to have RSVP for that. Recommended donation, $10. And we'll have prizes there as well. Okay, shall we do our PolioPlus now, or shall we go on? Are your students ready? Okay, Dylan, we'll do that. We'll do PolioPlus afterwards. Come on in, we'll meet our students.
It's with great pleasure that I have to introduce our three RYLA attendees for this year. Okay. Our first is Atalia Paredes. She's a junior from Natalie. Her activities will include volleyball, honor society, and interact. Our future plans, she hopes to travel while experiencing different potential career fields. Next is Natalie Millard. She's also a junior at North Valley. She keeps herself busy with volleyball, softball, honor society, and interact. After high school, she plans to attend college and study abroad, potentially Oregon State. and hopes to work with a nonprofit as a career. And last, we have Noah Polen, a senior at North Valley. He was a founding member of the play shooting team involved with leadership, honor society, and England. Next year, he's hoping to attend OIT, studying engineering, and also is active, as I think we all know, in politics, and he gets older, and here they are.
My name's Noah Polen, I'm a senior at North Valley, and Jim and Dorena were the ones who introduced me to RYLA. I'm getting a call from Jim. And he kind of briefly introduced it to me, and I was just immediately excited for it. It was totally something that I wanted to do. Next slide, please. They do all the transitions, so. So that's how I found out about it. One of my first impressions when I was at RYLA, it was very different. It was, you don't have your phone on you, there's no cell service, there's all these people from all these different backgrounds, you're getting to know all these people that you don't even know their names yet. You're playing people bingo, which was the first thing. They handed me a sheet of paper right off the bus and they said, find someone who knows a different language. So it was a lot of fun. It was getting to know people who you wouldn't normally have gotten to know had I not had the phone together.
You need to tell us what RYLA Camp is.
RYLA Camp is the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. It's when a Rotary group sponsors a kid to go out to Camp RYLA near Eugene, Oregon. No phones, basically just a fun 6-day vacation where you also learn about the skills of leadership and how to apply them in groups. On them.
So I was introduced to it by Nat. She just came up to me one day and she was like, hey, like I'm going to this leadership camp over the summer. Like, do you want to do it? You know, I was like, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'll go. And first impression, it was a lot. Like as soon as we got off the bus, all the like advisory people are standing in a line and they're clapping and you like go through a tunnel. That's how like, whoa, what's happening? And then you get like your bag, your shirt, your sweatshirt. And then like Noah said, you do the people bingo, you just go around and socialize with new people. And then you get assorted into your cabin groups and then your species groups. Your cabin groups, you're just, there's like 6 girl cabins and then 3 or 4 boy cabins because of the numbers. And then your species groups, she's randomly picked, and we have different species like the bumblebees, the owls, the bears, mountain goats. I was a roadrunner. And then sea otters. And then the sea otters. Yeah, there's assorted in all these groups. And it's very new, but it's nice and to be still.
I was introduced to this by Matt, who is one of our teachers at North Valley, and she just kind of walked up to me. She's like, "There's this camp that is run by Rotary, and I think you'd be a really good fit for it." So I was like, "Sure, I'll try it out." I didn't want to go alone because I didn't know I was going at the time. So I didn't want to go alone, so I asked Atalia to go with me because I thought she'd be really good there too. It was kind of like a lot at first because I'm not very good at like meeting new people and like being all out there. But it really helped me, like when they're all out there and they just greet you and everyone's so kind and everything. It was really fun. That was excellent.
So rec time was one of our favorite times. It was halfway through the day, it was 2 to 4 hours. We would just basically do whatever we wanted. There was different activities throughout the camp. So up top, that first picture is the rock wall that, did you guys try the rock wall? No, I did. I did the rock wall. Terrifying when you get to the top, I will say. At the bottom, you know, it's just one of those things. There's a lot of challenges at Camp RYLA where you look at it originally, it didn't seem like it had a lot of meaning behind it, including the rock wall. But with the rock wall, by the time you make it to the top, you realize how far you're going. And that was kind of the recurring theme of lots of things at Camp RYLA. And down there, I took that picture. That's called the pavilion. That's our large outdoor recreation area. That's where we would do our morning icebreakers. I remember one of our icebreakers was you're blindfolded and then you had to lock arms with someone backwards and then do like a shaking dance. It was very difficult, but I took them. And that all happened out there. We had our RYLA show at night was out there at the pavilion. It was just an incredible time. So do you guys want to talk about the bike ride stuff?
So we didn't really see each other a lot there. We like kind of dispersed into our own little groups. But one thing we did all do together was we went on this bike ride. So they have these bikes. There's one that's like a 2 people seat. And so it's really fun. But we like there's a guide and we just ride around like you can like see like there's a little creek. And we like ride alongside of it and they like tell us the history of the bike trail and stuff. It was really fun. And it was like a group of people you never really thought like it was just a bunch of different people all together and we just did this bike ride. It was so beautiful and so pretty and we just laughed and had a really good time.
Yeah, if you didn't want to go outside, you could also do indoor activities. Like you could make bracelets. I think there was some arts and crafts where they had paper and you could like cut it out and you like really big and stuff. And so it was just really fun because you had multiple options to do. They didn't allow you to go back to your cabin, which is a good thing and bad thing because sometimes you're tired, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep. Then other times it's like, okay, you need to get up, you need to get out, you need to do stuff. So yeah, that time was really fun.
So my highlights, so starting with the top left picture, that's Miss Bubbles. She's been there for a very long time. I mean, she never even told me how long she's been there. She just said, it would blow your mind if I told you so. So one of the first things, we were introduced to all of the cabin leaders at the very beginning, and Bubbles, her whole thing was letting her freak flag fly. And they tried to explain it at the beginning, but they said, if you really want the best answer, just go back to Bubbles. And everyone had all these different experiences with RYLA, but Bubbles, she would come sit with me at lunch almost every day at RYLA and just talk for hours. And I asked her, I said, what is the purpose of the flag? And she said, it really just means to be yourself. And she said, the thing that you will learn here at RYLA is all of these different people come from all these different backgrounds, we all have different views, different opinions, but you're coming together for a common good to understand like the purpose of leadership in your life. And it was incredible, like getting to know people that I would never have like even considered talking to outside of camp, being forced into those positions and then becoming like best friends with these people in only 4 days was incredible. My next picture, again, the rock wall, and then down at the bottom, that's my cabin group. Those guys were awesome. Like those people became my best friends in days. And we went through a lot together, ups and downs. And we found out one thing that I think was incredible is after we left, we looked up our cabin leader on social media and he has millions of followers. So mind blowing, none of us knew who he was.
Alright, so my highlights. Number 1, the food. We ate in that top left, the lodge. It was basically like a cafeteria with a bunch of little tables down. But the food was so delicious. I don't know how they make the food so good, but it was delicious. 3 meals a day, very, very good. And snack time. Second thing, all I do was the RYLA show. So at the very end of the night, you have either your species groups or your cabins, or you can literally do it solo. Like we had someone like do a comedian act, like by himself, and it was pretty cool. But basically you and your cabin groups or your species, you could just like make little skits and plays. Like for us road runners, we pretend to be in a high speed cop chase, because we're road runners, and then someone gets like knocked out, but you could just do a bunch of skits and performances. And then for my third one, it was the icebreakers I would in the morning. I felt like it really did get us like up and going in the morning, because like when you first wake up, you just kind of like lazing around. Like once you get started on the icebreakers, it's like, okay, I'm ready to start thinking, I'm ready to start doing it, I'm ready for the day. It was just great to like get close with other people out there. Yeah.
Okay, my highlights are also the food. They were huge bowls. Oh my gosh. They were the best thing I've ever had. I had got like Korean on it. Insane, so good. But at the very last night after the RYLA show, we got taken into they had like this gym. It was like just a gym. And they had like a dance party all set up. It was like so fun, and we were in there for like hours just dancing. It was our last night together. And it was like good quality time with these people before you like kind of go your own separate way back to the camp. And then the picture on the bottom, that's my cabin group. So I love every single person in that group. I talk to them every day still, and they're still some of my best friends. And we got like some really deep conversations in, because like you're in there, it's really late at night, you're tired. You just kind of talk, and like, I don't know, it's really, really fun. And it's just crazy to think how you can like connect with these people so deeply in this such a short amount of time, and how you'd never like meet these people if you like, if I never went there. Like, it's really cool to think about. So we each have like different takeaways that we got from this camp. So number one, wait.
So my biggest takeaway from this camp is to always be open-minded to different ideas and different opportunities. Because when I first got there, I was like pretty shy. I was like staking out like Nat the whole time, but I didn't really leave her side. Then as the days went on, I was like, okay, I'll start opening up. I'll start like talking with other people, hanging out with other people. Like just always be open-minded to new activities and experiences, and just accept the challenges and face them. So, yeah.
Okay, and then mine was to always be your authentic self. So when you meet a new person, don't try to like be all guarded and stuff, because we have such a short time to get to know people. You need to let your true self shine through, and you need to just be yourself. And if someone like you get along with someone who's you yourself, like that's fun. Like not everyone's gonna get along, and that's okay. Just be yourself, and like it really like it's really easy to find yourself when you're secluded like that with these people. If you find out new things about yourself.
So my takeaway was, it got cut off, but you can learn something from anybody. That was my biggest takeaway, that it wasn't even something that they taught us of. It was just, you're in this group of people that you completely disagree with on most things, and they're from different backgrounds. There's some people from Portland there, and that you can learn something from. And there was people there who I would just sit down and have conversations with them, and you learn so much about them, you learn their backgrounds. You just get to talk with them, and that was the most beneficial thing that I learned. And I'm going to go into just some small leadership activities that we did with our species groups. I was with the bumblebees, the best. So every day you had a different rotation of what leadership activity we were doing. Sometimes it was a trust ball, other times it was a wall. It was a lot, but one of them, the trust ball, it was okay. It was, what are you conquering in order to trust other people? What stopped you from trusting other people? And you're expressing that and then falling. And we taught you with this like military grade tarp. It was awesome. But one of my favorite ones was the wall. It was probably, how tall you this thing was? 12 feet? Yeah, about, I don't know what tall it was tall, probably 10 to 12 feet tall. And the whole purpose of this wall was, this is what is stopping you in your life. This is what you need to overcome, whether that be like we're passing a family member for some people or struggling like at home. This is what you need to overcome. So people would put their hands on the wall and you would just talk. And with my group, every single person shed tears that day, and every single person was supported in getting over that wall. And after that day, those were some of the closest people I've ever met. And the second thing that I think was incredible that we did, one of our leadership activities, actually one of the puzzles that we did, was figuring out how as a team we can build this prosthetic hand. We build prosthetic hands for people in war-torn areas, countries. You don't even write on the back, you just draw, because people don't even speak English who we're giving these prosthetic hands to. And it was awesome to see like people who were quiet the entire time in any other small group, they cared about this. You could see it in their eyes that this was something that they appreciated, something they cared about, and something they were willing to step forward in. And that's, I think RYLA did a great job of doing that overall. Slide, please.
Are there like any questions you guys have?
So now that you've gone through RYLA, how has this changed you?
Could you repeat the question so that people on Zoom could hear it into the mic? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, okay. So the question was like, how did like RYLA change you like after? Yeah, I just think that I personally, I've just been more open with like everyone I meet and just I'm a lot less shy and reserved. I'm open to getting new people, like to know new people, and I just let my I tell people my opinions, and I think I have a better understanding of who I am as a person.
I feel like I'm able to face challenges better because we have to deal with so many leadership challenges while there, like every single day, like multiple times. I feel like I'm able to look at a challenge and be like, okay, we do this and this. Like I need to work together with people in order to get this outcome. Like I need to be able to work together with people and then be open to new ideas in order to this is how. Yeah, I feel like I can take on challenges.
I think that like the best takeaway that I had was like general kindness, the importance of general kindness to everybody. And like despite whatever background you came from, no matter who you are, what your name is, what you believe, you can be kind to somebody and you can learn from somebody like anywhere in the world. Like you don't have to speak the same language as somebody to be kind to them in a general sense. And I think the importance of that was the best thing that I learned, and the best thing that I took with me. Any other questions?
I think RYLA camps for older adults would be a good idea.
I think so, yeah. The question was, do we think a RYLA camp for older adults would be good? Absolutely.
Just wondering, are there any characteristics of leadership that really resonate, that you learned about and that resonate with you?
Were there any characteristics of leadership that resonated with us? So we went over a couple, and I have I have a journal in my bag, but what they really went over was we did a true Paredes test and the aptitude test early on in the beginning, and it was you would fill out a certain like number with how this applies to you, and their personality traits in each box. And mine is green, and that's usually like a critical thinker, not very just like outgoing, but wanting to think through things. There's blue, yellow, orange, and green. And gold. I only remember the oranges and the greens. The oranges were more of the spontaneous, the sudden getting out there. But what they did is they would force you into groups of people who were like you, people who were greens, and seeing how you work together. And then they mixed you all up and seeing how you work with people who have a completely different way of thinking than you, and still getting to the same solution, often more effectively than you would with people who you completely agree with, was definitely something cool.
I guess we could like all say what our like colors were. I was in orange, so I was a little more spontaneous and like quick on my feet, kind of just blurts out answers and doesn't really think about them. And I like talk myself out loud about what I'm gonna do.
Mine was gold, so I was very like by the book, like kind of, oh, I need to do this and this and this. So I like just having like a pretty, try to think of the word. Structure, yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Any other questions?
Did the leadership skills make you guys think about maybe different or expanding your career choices, what you might do after school?
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, do the leadership things like make you question like your career choices?
Well, expand it.
Yeah, for sure. I like never really knew what I like wanted to do because I didn't really not good at like thinking about the future like that. I don't like to, it scares me a lot. But it really made me more comfortable with myself, so I know that like I don't have to stick to like a certain plan for what I want to do. I can really, there's a lot of other choices in the world that I can do. I don't need to figure that out right away.
So I'd say the whole camp in itself affected how I might choose a career choice, because I feel like I just want to work with people and like help them improve themselves. Like it wasn't necessarily the leadership skills, but those would definitely take part in it. But I just feel like helping people, like having like being like a tutor for someone, just helping someone figure themselves out.
I think a lot of you guys probably know that I was considering a career in politics before RYLA, more like senator, representative, governor, something like that. But I would enjoy it, but after RYLA, I like the idea. Especially after the emotional leadership day, it showed that like you can be a broad leader, you can go on stage, you can talk, you can guide people as a whole, but the root of that is understanding people on a personal level, is getting to know Jim and Jolene went to RYLA and seeing them, and like that made my day, you guys, just so you know, like especially 4 days in, not seeing anybody else from outside of camp, like that made my day. But it's because I know you guys, and like I know this entire group, but I know them specifically, and I think that getting to know people on a personal level and then guiding that group as a whole is really like that changed me, and I loved it that way.
So do you think you'll be able to talk anybody else into going next year?
Okay, can you talk anyone else into going next year? Definitely. I think it was really beneficial, and anyone who like is having second thoughts or doesn't know about it definitely should, because it was really life changing.
How do you think it would have been different if you had had access to your phones, access to cell phone reception?
How would it be different if we had access to cell phone reception? So I think it would have been a lot different, because I think it was really nice not having having like our phones be working, because I feel like it would make us a little more attached to like back home. Like we would be talking to the people that we know really well and the people we're used to, and it wouldn't give us the time to really disconnect and look around and like take in where you are and like your surroundings and get to know other people and who you already know and are comfortable with.
No, Matt, like summed it up perfectly, but I do know that the camp counselors had the Wi-Fi password. So.
I just wanted to say one thing. First of all, RYLA is not free. We, RYLA can, RYLA, the people that go to RYLA, our future leaders, must be sponsored. Our club sponsored these, this youth to go. And I would also, RYLA is open for any Rotarian to actually visit. And Jolene and I did visit for one day. And I encourage each of you, when RYLA happens, which is once a year for 1 week, if you have the time, you know, spend an afternoon or something, drive to Eugene, drive to the camp, and just see what it is.
I just wanted to say, I went to RYLA for 10 years, I was volunteers, publishing whatever. And I would say it was going on 20 or so years. Going to RYLA. But, yeah, we should have a RYLA. I had more and those opinions, you guys need to miss it. But you get to a point where you get too old for it. I got pretty young when I was a bit. I went up till we had COVID, we exposed and used COVID. And then my husband he was the one that always ordered home that person that case, but stay right in the state upstairs, walk downstairs with the bathroom. That's what I mean about getting old. But you guys don't disappoint. It always was so much fun to see kids come and go through the gauntlet, getting off the bus, like they deer with headlights in their eyes. And I would, when I would be handing out stuff, I'd ask the kids, so how do you like these? And they go, well, I don't know. And I say, well, I'm going to ask you on the third day that you could usually do that. Walk the line up. That seems to be a change. And then watching you guys not wanting to eat them, but they're still the next. You could share it, but bring back a lot of things.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity for all of us. I think you all is gonna do. And I don't know about them, but I did not think it was a good. Thank you.
I think we need a photo up here, sometimes over there, thanks. And I know I speak for the entire club. We're delighted to sponsor you. We're really grateful to you coming and speaking to us. I know it's a little bit scary, But we love seeing that the growth that you had in this special opportunity, so I hope we're able to sponsor 3 more next year. Okay, I think we're gonna switch into a quick presentation on PolioPlus and Jim Lefeber, and I'm not sure if Greg's in on. Greg will be sergeant right after that.
Hi, I was appointed to be International Foundation Chair for this club recently. And I have some assistants somewhere. Donna and Mary. Come on. up here.
Donna and Terrence.
Yeah, so
Keep the microphone, Jim.
hold the thing up. That's good. So I'll need help throughout the year in talking to you about Rotary International. And today, ready? Yes, I have a short little presentation on PowerPoint here. Today, let's start it up there. Yeah, gotta go to, there we go, the magic of Rotary. This is what it's all about. So go forward. And I wanted to remind everybody just a little bit about the focuses of Rotary. You know what they are, but we need to keep those kind of in the back of our mind. It's nice to socialize, it's nice to get together, but you know, we do have a purpose in Rotary. Today is World Polio Day. And we are having a club meeting on annual World Polio Day. So it's something that's pretty important, and polio now. Okay, go forward again, and this is from our current Rotary resident, Stephanie Pritchett, a short video.
Hello, family of Rotary. World Polio Day on the 24th of October is a chance to recognize our progress and to encourage people to act to finally eradicate polio. This year, we have experienced both progress and challenges. But as people of action, it is up to us to build on our progress, face the challenges, and stay focused. I was inspired by
Go to my file there, 'cause I have it also in there.
earlier in
Stick is up. Because this is an important, you can open up the World Polio Day folder. Yeah. And worship, right here. This is the first one. Click that. This is an important one.
Hello, family of Rotary. World
I know, I don't know what's
Polio Day on
happening
the
there.
24th of October is a chance to
Anyway,
recognize our progress.
our Rotary International President is encouraging every Rotarian to meet a goal this year, and that is that for this World Polio Day, Rotary International wants to raise $50 million.
It is up to us to build on our progress, face
Awesome.
challenges,
And
focus.
we do that in many
I
different
was
ways.
inspired by
Part of it is with
health
the Polio
during a
Society.
visit to Karachi, Pakistan.
You can just go back to the presentation if you want.
Men
And
work
I'm
diligently.
going to give you a
Men
couple
work
of statistics about our
diligently
club.
every
We have
day
71
at
active
traffic
members.
checkpoints.
In the
While
year
we're in house
2024,
to
we have
reach family
29 PolioPlus society
Health
members.
workers
What this is a
literally climb
Rotarian
mountains to
that
vaccinate
commits
children
to giving
in
$100 a year until
and their
polio is
determination
eradicated. in
never
the world.
wavers.
And today we
After
have 30,
witnessing
I
the
understand,
dedication
please.
of
You will
Karachi
see
health
some
workers
forms
firsthand,
on the
I know
on the
that
tables
this is
here.
a question.
And if you would
when
like to
polio
become a
is
PolioPlus member
not
today,
yet.
committing to
As long as
$100
we
to
continue
the
supporting health workers,
Rotary Rotary
advocating
International
polio
Polio Fund.
eradication,
You can fill out this
raising
form, make out a
awareness
check
funds
to
to reach
the
every
Rotary
child
Foundation,
vaccinated.
or you can do it
There
online
is nothing.
and have it automatically deducted from a debit
Our
card or
mission to
checking
rid
account.
the world of.
Or if you can't do that,
Great
even $5 or
example of our
$10 today,
action
just put it on the
plan.
form and be part of
Our
today's
collective
goal, which is reaching
brought us
$50 million during this campaign,
99.9%
which will be matched by the
there.
Gates Foundation
But
to
we
the
can't
world.
end the threat.
And so that's some
without
pretty crazy
it.
figures. Anyway,
On this World Polio.
so today,
please
we
don't
have 30 in our
end
club out of
polio
71.
campaign.
And
help us meet
just to give an
our
idea, a
target
couple of other
of 50
numbers.
million
Every Rotarian every year,
earn the
we have 49.
2-to-1 match.
Paul Harris Fellow, which has given
Together,
us over
we
the
will fulfill our
membership
promise
to this, to Rotary,
and
$1,000
the
more we have
and light the way toward a
All
brighter
her society.
together.
Commit to
We
a
will end
year,
polio.
have 7. Last year, for PolioPlus, our club raised $5,420. That's the 23-24 year. And the annual fund share, we raised $15,865. That's a couple of numbers. And so if we go to the next one. So here's the challenge I was just mentioning. Let me invite you to become a PolioPlus Society member or give something today. The forms are there, fill it out, please. Okay, go forward again a little bit. Another one, okay, oh, that's good. This is where we're at when we started. When Rotary started in 1988, 125 countries with 350,000 cases of polio. Today, 36 years later, 2 countries in Afghanistan and Pakistan, where the viral polio virus is still going. And over again, 54 cases year to date. So it went up from 2023, 12 up to 54, but still not bad. Now, there was some polio in Gaza recently. And I heard maybe there was some in Ukraine, I'm not sure. But that is not endemic. Endemic is where it's the virus is spread. So we can go forward again. So let's see if this video works. This is from the Foundation is matching.
And thank you for inviting me to share a few words.
Partnered with Rotary.
And most importantly, thank you for your incredible partnership in the fight to eradicate polio. A century ago, around the same time Rotary was starting to grow into the global institution, polio was one of the most feared diseases in the world. It bankrupted families, shut down entire cities.
So, do either of you want to say anything about polio funds? Well, yeah, but you didn't grab anything from me.
So RYLA just did their presentation, so I'm gonna borrow something that they said about takeaways from their leadership camp. Always have an open mind. Okay, we'll start with that. I encourage everyone to donate and to give something, please. And just hearing the numbers, we can at least get up for what, 29 or 30 folk that are giving. You know, maybe increase that by 10 or 20, but it'd be nice to get up to at least maybe 50% within our group. After refreshing my memory about poliovirus, because it was so long ago, you know, we learned these things in school. We also had our parents to rely on to help us get vaccines, you know, and go through all of that to provide disease prevention in our own lives. Afghanistan and Pakistan and even in Gaza, they're not so fortunate right now. This affects kids 5 years old and under, and it's dangerous and it's disastrous. It causes paralysis and can even be fatal. We have our young people with us here today, and we all need to think about what that looks like. We're in the United States. Smallpox vaccine is not even offered to the general public. They stopped that in the 1970s because of the status that the United States is in now and general good health, but they still offer it to caregivers and healthcare workers. So, you know, that's the smallpox vaccine. Isn't that the one with the little scar on our left arm? Okay, so they no longer offer that to the general public in the United States. So with the polio virus, it's in these other places, but all it takes is for someone to bring it here and to start this pandemic over again. So as I refreshed and learned a little bit more about the polio virus, I have a better appreciation for Jim and Jolene with the Clean Water Project in Cozumel, Mexico for our schools. So the pitch Please give whatever you can today, and thank you.
I have to say that I didn't know anything about polio until I joined Rotary when I was born in 1955. I know that the vaccine was discovered a little later than that. I remember getting the sugar cube in elementary school, but polio was not spoke about at home. I really didn't know what it was. I didn't have the fear of getting it. But when I joined Rotary, that's when I found out about polio. And so I just wrote a couple things here. What is polio? A paralyzing and potentially deadly infectious disease most commonly affects children under the age of 5. It is spread from person to person, typically through contaminated water. Rotary has been working to eradicate polio for more than 35 years. Rotary members have contributed more than 2.1 billion and countless volunteer hours to protect nearly 3 billion children in 122 countries. I have always given to polio. I really didn't know about this society. I have written my check today. I ask each and every one of you, if you can, join that. If you can't, give what you can. We are this close. Thank you.
Anyway, polio hits close for Jolene especially, her father had polio. And I remember growing up and going to school, I got the sugar juice too. But I remember a few kids that had polio this time, so we're living in a different society here today in the United States now. We just really don't know what it is. But it doesn't take much for it to come back. And in our lifetime, us Rotarians can be part of getting rid of it. So I encourage you all. Today's World Polio Day. Let's celebrate what we've done and continue to do it.
Thank you very much for that very organized presentation. And what we'll do, Jim, is get those 2 clips and send them out to the club via email.
How do you know if you've already signed up for the annual, that if you have a list of who signed up for?
Yeah, I do, right here.
Okay, I would like to know if I'm on there because.
You are.
Okay, let's carry on, and Jim has information on who's donated so far and who hasn't. Come on up, Greg.
Thanks, I can quickly read the names. And if, I know 3 or 4 of them are in Zoom, so if you could put your camera on and the others in the room could stand, we can recognize all the folks. And we'll end with the 30th person revealed. So you'll know if you're already a member, and if not, you can take advantage of the sign-up sheet. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about 2 different funds as part of the Rotary Foundation, and then I'm going to also give you a little incentive. So, Brenda Patton, John Jones, Steve Rowe, Judy Basker, Jim Hubert, Gina Marie Augusta, Don Welsh, Tommy Drake, Jamie Duell, Sally Snyder, Laurel Sampson, Lutz Kramer, Jim and Jolene Lefeber, Bevan Doug Walker, Margaret Bradford and Greg Fishman, Bonnie and Park Callenberg, Jan Jones, Valerie Lovelace, Jody McDonald, James Dunn, Suzanne Levine, Deborah Amin, Cindy Grandal, Kelly Moody, and Leonora Rogers.
And Donna Sparrow has today.
And Donna Sparrow. And Patty Toronto. So now we have 2 new members. Wow. Okay. So let me briefly explain 2 important funds that are part of the Rotary Foundation, because we try to be very involved in both of them. One is called E-Ray. Every Rotarian every year requires a donation to the annual fund share. That's the portion of donations from the Rotary Foundation that is shared in each district for our grants. That's how we pay for the wells in Mexico. That's how we pay for the shoes that fit, and many other projects. We try and encourage everyone to participate in our Super Bowl pool every year with a $25 donation, which is the minimum donation to be counted for E-rate to the annual fund -share. And for that, you get a square in the Super Bowl pool. Today, I'm going to give 29 free squares to, actually 31 free squares to our current members. And we'll add anyone who signs up for PolioPlus today will also get a free square in the pool. Doesn't mean you will contribute to E-rate, because that money goes to the PolioPlus Society. That's a different fund. It does not count for every rotating every year. So we have to do two different things here, even though I'm mixing them up together. So I'm trying to take advantage of this opportunity to explain the difference and also give you an incentive to participate in PolioPlus. Several of you have been participating in the Super Bowl pool every year for, I don't know however many years we've been doing it. And you know that a little bit about E-rate, and you know the annual fund shares where that money goes. So two separate funds, two separate things, but we're gonna marry them, and you're gonna get a free square if you join, or if you already have joined. The last thing I guess I'll try to say is that our district was, I think Tommy mentioned, it's been 12 years or so since the PolioPlus Society was founded. Our district was the first district in the world. There are 705, now 707 members that we know of in our district for the PolioPlus Society. And we'll keep going till it's eradicated. Thank you. Take a couple of minutes to sign up if you haven't, or go on your phone to myrotary.org, get an account, open, and go through that. Here.
I have a question. Okay, so when you look at this form, you can either be a PolioPlus Society member, or you can contribute a certain amount to the PolioPlus, more than $100.
Well, it's
So
a commitment for $100 a year to be a society member, but any contribution goes towards PolioPlus.
Plus, there's two boxes up on the top. One says you're gonna do $100 per year, exactly $100 per year. The other box lets you check more than $100 a year. Either way, you're in the PolioPlus Society.
For somebody.
Happy Bucks in the house. Do we have any more cards to sell? Can I show them out? And Happy Bucks, quickly. Anybody have Happy Bucks? Sarah?
And so October is and has been and will be my favorite month this year. I am going to have 25th wedding anniversary. This is why we're not here next week. And also it's 48. Yes.
You said 25th, and I was like,
No, 48 years ago. Yes, I wish Donna Sparrow a long, happy marriage. I'm very happy to hear you getting married as well. And the talk today was excellent. So I really am happy for that. And what made me okay. And also this month, I learned about edible mushrooms. Edible, right? And their ovulations are very, very lovely. It's lovely, right? What else? So I have actually $250 for the backpack program, specifically for the food for the kids. It's really important. I thought I was already a member of Polio because I went to function last year with Cut Brown. But anyway, I may have forgotten to put it down. So I will go online and contribute to the Polio as well. So we are very happy month. Thank you.
Mine is just so short and sweet. I went to the opening. Lenora was there too. Lenora was here too at the Welcome Center. So, I mean, I've been working forever on getting the Welcome Center finally designed, finally open. One thing that I'm proud of is one of the things I pushed for was the door that goes out to G Street and getting rid of all the brush and having it wide open. So during First Fridays, that they can that can be a part of the whole thing. The beautiful piano that Lenora helped with, and it is in there, and I can't wait till First Fridays. What's that? Yes, it was up at the Hive, and so they wheeled it down, and it's now in the Welcome Center down the corner of 6th and G. So I encourage all of you to go to that and see it. It's beautiful. It's pretty amazing. So it's nice. It's open. It will be help bring our First Fridays alive downtown. So excited.
Well, who's next? I see Doug and I see Tommy. I saw Tommy earlier too, so if we could Tommy first crack and then Doug.
Well, I have 5 happy bucks. One for Jim doing this presentation and filling in more information, like which countries it was. I can't always remember that, but it was great to be at the coast at a convention when Dell talked about this new program that we have. So that was great. The other thing is, I really want to thank you kiddos for coming and talking to us. That was so wonderful. It's good to hear that you enjoyed it. And thank you, Delenn. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. You go, Doug.
Yeah, I got 10 happy bucks, most for the 3 of you. Thank you for that. And thank you, Delaney, and yourself for organizing this and doing that hard work. Happy buck for the magic mushrooms you ate. That's fantastic. I don't know that's where that came from. But the hat's great. And also, yeah. Those are good mushrooms. You might have to share. And the other happy buck is for the fact that not all of us can afford to always give money when we're asked. To Jim's point about helping donate for them, PolioPlus and all that, we can't always afford to do that. But what we can do, and I hope you all appreciate that, is get involved with our activities. So Porch Fest is one way we raise money to pay for this sort of thing, and all the other things we do. So don't feel pressured. You always have to give money every time somebody asks. We're always going to come out and ask because that's okay to do that, but it's also okay not to donate every time somebody asks.
Happy bucks for the kids, and I just wanted to give you an invitation to get on our newsletter list so that if you see a program coming up or something, then you might want to come to the meetings because we always have a lot of fun programs and meetings. And so I will take your emails if you guys want to get on it.
Thank you, Doug. Well said. Uncle John.
Yeah, this is Uncle John because there was one thing I forgot to brag about. And that is at a winery last year, there was a bridal party. And I said, where's the bride? And I walked up to the bride and I gave her the advice that I gave you ladies. 2 women that overheard me came up and gave me a hug.
You had to be here to get your money. Anybody else? Okay, Cater's guest. And draw a card, the lucky little Sandy.
Yeah,
And it is the 8 of spades. Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's a great program. Thank you, Greg, for doing that. Thought for the day. So you never know who you touch. You never know how or when you'll have an impact or how important your example can be to someone else. And that's from Denzel Washington. One last reminder, next Thursday, Leonora way back there on Halloween is going to be doing face painting here from 11 to 2, depending upon interest, for a $10 donation, which money is going to go toward the utility boxes downtown. So thank you, everyone. See you next week.